Hello, everyone, and thank you once again for signing up for the monthly craft activity for kids and things. My name is Victoria Hibulam, and I am the founder and lead coach of the Package Life Network, and you can learn more about all I do through the Telegram channel. I'll be leaving the link for that below. Okay, so straight to our monthly craft activity. I have a couple of things to say. Okay, so the first thing I expected is after you get your PDF copy of the craft for the month, I expect that you should have gone through it by now. You should have looked at it as a parent, and you should have also involved your child or children, whichever the case is, whoever you signed up for. They should have also looked at it so that gets them excited, and ready to do their craft activity. And that's the first thing. The second thing is to go and check out the theme, why I chose the theme for the month. And I've left the YouTube link. I'll also leave that link again down in this um in this video post. I'll leave the link to why I chose the theme for the month, my reason for the theme. And this January, we're looking at reflections, behaviors, and attitudes. So you also need to go and check that out because that gives you, as that helps both of you, both the parents and the child, to cooperate together as they bring this craft activity to life, right? Okay, so the good thing about the monthly craft activity is that it doesn't exclude the parents. It's very much abundant time because the first thing is that I have to interact with the parents first. Okay, so the parents are not left out of the loop, into what we're doing. They are very much followed, as in they're very much carried along, and that helps them to communicate, this activity better to their child, and yeah, creating, have and then making room for them to bond. Okay, so very quickly, I don't want this video to be very long. I need to let you in on the things that you need to, the materials you need to have, the things that we're going to be working with. Okay, so the first thing I would encourage is that you print out the monthly craft activity. It would be nice if you print it out so that the child has what they're working with and they can see it, so they're not going for your phone every time they want to check out the craft activity for the month. And that's why I made, I make sure that the craft activity of the month is just a page. Okay, so even if it's just a page, but this first January, for the first month, you have to print. It would be nice if you print out the whole 5 pages, so that subsequently the empty sheets you can now make photocopy. You can, use them photocopy, and then every subsequent month, all you just need to do is just to print out the um the craft activity for the month, which is just going to be in one, which is just going to be in a page. Okay. So the reason you need to put this is that so that they can see, so it's visual and they are not going for your phones, you know, very frequently. So here's what I did. I created this. I had to wrap this up. This is a binder. This is a binder. But I had to wrap it up because it was really getting old in my um, office shelf and it wasn't looking nice anymore. So I had to close it up with fabric. This one is George. This is not Ankara. So if you want something like this, want me to do something like this for you, I do that in the Package Life Craft store. I create creative craft pieces that I sell, so you can also check that out too. Okay, so now I have this punctured A4 punctured, paper packs that I use to put in the file so that it helps to preserve it. So what I've written here is my at home learning binder, and that's the name of my son. And that's the name of my son. So I'll do a screenshot so that you can have a view of it much better. And so what I just do here is to put in all the crafts. Okay, this is a project we're about to work on. We're about to work on this project, and when I'm done with it, I'll let you know. I'll let you in on it. This is the craft we did first week, first Sunday. So okay, so the first thing you need to do is print out. The first thing you need to do is print out the monthly, the PDF copy of the monthly craft activity. Second thing you want to do is have a binder, or even if you don't want to have a binder at this time, you can. This can be a future project. You can at least get a plastic folder or an office file. An office file too will also work. The goal is that I don't just teach crafts, I teach crafts and skills. And one of the skills we're looking at here, the major skills is organization. Okay, so you have to be organized. That you're doing crafts does not mean that you have to litter the whole house. You can also buy this one. I picked this one at Ruban store in the stationery place. So this is also good. I have a frame here that I want to work on. Okay, so the goal is to have something which the child can put in their craft activity, and also put in the excuse me and also put in the monthly craft activity for the month. Like now I haven't printed out mine for my son, so I'm going to print it out. I'm going to print it out, and then I'm going to insert it here so that we can see it. So another thing you might want to do too is to place it in a conspicuous place. So you might not even, for the craft activity, it might be you might have to put it out, like using our Ankara wrapped frame. I don't have that here presently, but you can use the Ankara wrapped frame, Ankara wrapped paper holder frame. Okay, which you can also use as a paper holder. They also sell these paper holders in the stationery. They have the ones that sell already in the stationery, so you can also buy those paper holders too, and then have a hook that you can use to put those. You can put that this hook. I had to try it out. Something you can work on the wall. Yeah, it's very good for wall. It's good for metal. Yeah, it can be used on pillar board, stainless steel or metallic board. And I've actually tried it on the wall surface, and it stays tucked on. So you can actually use this so that they have this craft activity. They're seeing it and knowing that okay, it's something, and then they could tick the ones that they've done or the ones they intend to accomplish. Okay, so here's the craft that we did. I have a video of this on my YouTube channel. And yeah, this one is last year's craft. This one is last year's activity. Okay, so that's about then I have the punch out where I just have like extra papers in case I need extra papers. So we can talk more if you're interested in this, we can talk more about it. You can chat me up. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to need, because we have to preserve this craft activity. So I also encourage that the craft activity, it should be done on an A4 sheet, just like this. It should be done on an A4 sheet so that it's light, and then you can, if you're puncturing, if you have to puncture it for your office file, then you can do that. It means you have to also buy a perforator. You also have to buy a perforator. That's a punch to puncture your what? Your paper, and you can insert that, and you can now place it neatly in your binder. Okay, so having said that, the next thing is the next thing, the next important materials to have is journals. You need to have journals or notebook, exercise book, or a scrapbook. You have to have a notebook specifically for this crafts activities. Why? Because I've asked questions, so if unless you want to go ahead and use the sheets of paper that I've created and the PDF copy, then that's fine. You can use the sheets of paper and then you file it in. But if you don't want to use that, you need to get something like this. So I can teach you how to make your scrapbook. I have a video on this. I have a video of this on my YouTube channel. How to make a scrapbook using jotters, all those jotters. This one, I can actually sell. I'm going to sell this one So inside the jotter, you still see, whoever it was that's the initial, you know, the initial owners of the jotter. What will I say? The initial, purpose the jotter was made for. But this is nice. I transformed this during my summer of craft and skills last year. I worked on this with the children, and I'm willing to sell this. I'm willing to sell this out. So if you're interested, this one too, so they can still design it, and then yeah, so this can also work. And you can also get a hardback notebook. Okay, I have this. I sell the wrapped one. I have the wrapped one for sale if that's something you're interested in. Or you can use an exercise book. So this is a wrapped, excuse me, this is a wrapped exercise book. Isn't that pretty? This is an exercise book. This is 60 leaves. So they could also work with that. Okay, so you need to have that, those notes, journals, exercise book, scrapbook. You need to just have something where you're taking down this assignment so that it's something that you could, by journaling those things, it's something that the child can look back on and see, how far they've come, and just have it for something that they can use to relax when they're not reading their books or doing an academic work. Okay, so the next thing that's very important is the craft kit. You have to get a craft kit. Okay, you'll have to get a craft kit. Okay, so please, parents, you have to pick up a craft kit for you, because this is it. This is the old organization. This is it. So they can store in their scissors, gums. I have OP here. I have the regular gum. I have top bond. There's um there's sellotape there. I have a smaller size of scissors in case I want my son to join, to practice too, and markers, pens, pieces of papers, cartons that I don't just throw away. I still save them for further projects. So then my colored pens and all whatnot, pencil. I have a video of the craft kit too, the things that can be or what should be in your craft kit, so that you can actually go to the market and shop all this for them, or you can contract me to help you do the shopping, and I would deliver it to anywhere you are in Nigeria. Okay, so that's why I wanted to do this video. This video is quite long now. But please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to chat me up, to ask me, to carry me along. And our first assessment is going to be on the 20. So I'm going to be doing assessment on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So those are the 2 days I'll be doing assessment. So anybody who have done their craft, who've done any craft activity, make sure you submit them during the week, and you submit it by sending a picture of the craft you've done to my WhatsApp. Yes, sending a picture, or like I know that in January, in this January activity, there's one I wrote about recording a voice note. So if you're going to do that activity, then you have to send me that voice note so that I can assess it. So I can go through it during the week, and then on Saturday I assess it doing a live. I could do a live. If I'm going to do a live, I would pre-inform you so that if you can come on board for that live. I will also try my best to record the live so that you can go back to it later. So yes, moms, yes, parents, everyone who is here, I'm so happy you're here, and I know we're going to have such a nice ride. So you've not missed out on anything. I have not even the craft I've been doing with my son is just my own craft. It just our home learning activities. But I haven't even started the monthly craft activity. We're going to be starting it tomorrow when we come back from church, because I usually prefer Sundays to do craft with my son. Okay, so you can pick a day, most preferably weekends, because the week, you know how the week is with their school run and all of that. You want the child to rest. So I think weekend, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, since we're still doing this sit at home here in the southeast, these are very good times to schedule the craft activity. Okay, so I'm going to see you next weekend, and that is the 21st and 22nd. All right, so I hope to see beautiful craft activities already, and bye for now.